I warned a long time ago about Article 13 and Article 11, about the copyright provisions of the EU, that they're trying to basically just destroy the internet, and now they've passed it. And it was very secretive and very surprising because it was on a busy news day with so much stuff going on. You know, David Rockefeller dying, Jussie Smollett getting released, Michael Avenatti getting arrested. It was just thing after thing after thing. Oh yeah, and the fact that there was no Russian collusion. But don't let that stop you dragging Russia and Trump's name through the mud. In fact, what about all the Russophobic articles from New York Times, Washington Post, that said that Russian genes were defective somehow? They were all generated because of the fear-mongering started from Russiagate. The fact that the media knew that Russia wasn't colluding with Trump. They said in Project Veritas, well, there's no collusion, it's ratings, man. We knew straight away that there was no collusion. We didn't need to wait for the Mueller report, but for some reason, all these official things need to happen in this sequence. Even though we know what's the case, we're not allowed to know it. It's just a ridiculous world. This is why we had the meme culture about Hillary Clinton, because we knew things about her that were being released in the Podesta emails, and it wasn't Russia that gave the Podesta emails to the world. It wasn't that. It wasn't Russia that leaked them. It was nothing to do with Russia. What was to do with Russia was Hillary Clinton, Uranium One, Podesta, and all these deals. Everything to do with the Democrats, and Obama saying he'd have more flexibility after the election, to a Russian diplomat who said, well, I'll get word to Vladimir immediately. That's famous. And for 10 years we've been fighting to protect the internet, to protect free speech on the internet, and to stop these copyright provisions coming in, because they're not even copyright. They just completely kill the internet for small developers and small businesses, and just elevate it for the big Netflix industries and the Comedy Central Jim Jeffries of the world. Because some people are elevated in this society and some people are destroyed. You see, net neutrality was a lie to resist regulation of the internet so they could weaponize the internet and turn it into the weapon it is today. The leftist mob, the outrage hate mob machine that can crush people like Roseanne Barr if they say something slightly homophobic. If someone said something slightly homophobic or racist about Jussie Smollett, they would probably now be, you know, charged or whatever because, oh, he's vindicated because the charges were dropped, even though he's friends with Michelle Obama and he knows friends in high places and all the police are outraged and they didn't even know about it. And it's obvious and we've all seen the videos, but it's just exactly the same as the Tommy situation where they were suing the police and we saw the videos where the police were harassing him, but then the judge said, no, there was no harassment. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at this rate if Michael Avenatti's charges were dropped tomorrow, because there is no system of justice. There is a two-tiered system of justice. And it seems to be that no matter how many people say, you know, hang her high, lock her up, drain the swamp, whatever, there is no actual justice. There's no one who's going to follow through on that apart from Trump, and he is going against all the systems, all the FBI and CIA and all the media and all of Hollywood and absolutely everyone around the world that's demonized him, lied about him, etc. And those lies about Russia, now is it okay to sue the media? Because they were saying, for sure, Russian collusion, Trump-Russia collusion, Trump-Russia collusion. It was going on and on and on, and it was proven to be a lie. So are we now allowed to sue them? And if we're not, is Russia? Because Russia should sue them. Russia should sue the media. Russia should sue the US government. Russia should sue the deep state. Russia's name has been dragged through the mud. Russia's reputation has been ruined. They've lost a lot of money. They've had sanctions put on their country completely unfairly, based on a lie. A proven lie. There better be consequences to this. This is treason. Just like what's happening in the UK with Brexit, because we're supposed to leave on the 29th of March, and if we don't, democracy doesn't work, democracy doesn't function, and I suggest, well, I don't know what we do. I don't know what happens, I can't predict it. I could predict it if I could say it. It would be a Kaiser Chiefs song, but I'm not allowed to say that word, probably. So now Theresa May is talking to Parliament and saying, you know, we're not going to leave on the 29th, but if we don't, because we're legally obliged to, and you told all these millions of people again and again that we were going to leave on the 29th, if we don't, Theresa May, you're underrating the problem greatly right now. The media is underrating the problem. You don't understand the nature of the problem. You've killed democracy. Do you understand the level of treason? So instead of fighting each other, let's just abolish all our governments, shall we? They've been mendacious. They've been lying to us. They've been treasonous. They've been quislings. They've been conspirators in the background, lying and deceiving the public. 'Twas ever thus. And it only 'twas ever thus because they can get away with it. They got away with it before, so they double down, they get away with it again. Because we haven't actually held them to account. We didn't hold Hillary to account. And the only reason that the Russia investigation started was because Hillary was being investigated for the emails, etc. They needed some kind of deflection from that and something to cast a shadow over Trump's administration as it began, so it wouldn't really be able to grow into the great potential that it was supposed to have. They didn't even document the great movements that led to Trump winning. They didn't care. There was no legitimate documenting of that historical epic event, that movement. They didn't even film the audience, and Trump was criticising them for that. But then these comedians who I've respected all my life and that made me laugh, etc., tell me that I'm supposed to hate Trump because orange man bad, Brexit's racist, even though Article 13 was the EU. Yeah, I see videos talking about the Article 13 again. I see videos on YouTube from gamers, people who aren't even political, that say old people ruin it for everyone. They've ruined it with Article 13, they've ruined it with Brexit. You idiot. Brexit is the antithesis to Article 13. If we Brexit, we don't have to follow Article 13. We don't lose internet the way we do, and we should Brexit on the 29th, but we probably won't. Article 13 was passed by the EU. You know, the liberal EU that Ezi Izzard and all those people said was wonderful, that we all join hands and sing merry songs and smile. Article 13, which has shut down the internet, was passed by the liberal EU. Not so liberal after all, eh?